And you're back here with KXVS Sports Tonight. Alex, SG,
Hey, hey.
opening day,
Yes.
March Madness.
Yeah, we're going to have to get through opening day stats kind of quick here because this tournament is
Yes,
heating up.
it
I'm
is
over here
heating up.
stumbling on my words. I can't even get them out
Yeah.
because it is that good right now. For those of you that don't know, Gonzaga just took the lead over North Carolina, 41-40, with about 16 minutes left in this second quarter of this game. So it is
Second half of the game.
second half of the game. It is getting pretty intense. Gonzaga went down and got fouled going for the hoop and answered right back with a three from the corner, and then North Carolina tried to go down the court and do the same thing and airballed it real quick. So right now they're at a timeout, and it's getting pretty serious over here. So I'm excited, but we still got a little bit of baseball to get into, and then we'll get back to March Madness over here. But I might be a little sidetracked as I'm sitting here with the game in front of me, and as I'm sure anybody who's watching this game right now is feeling the same kind of way. So
Yeah. Well, most games are ended. Baltimore beat Toronto in 11 innings. Philly beat Cincinnati 4-3. Detroit and Chicago White Sox were postponed due to rain.
yes, I saw that.
Another one that just ended not too long ago. Cleveland over Texas, 8-5. So Cleveland picking up right where they left off last season.
Nice.
Houston topping Seattle 3-0.
Nice.
And now, top of the third, Oakland is up
I see that.
1-0 over
1-0
the Angels.
over there, doubting my team against the Angels today.
Mets beat the Atlanta Braves 6-0. And we already said Bryce Harper with another opening day homer. The Washington did win that game against Miami 4-2. And Boston, Red Sox over Pittsburgh 5-3.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, I think that pretty much wraps up opening day. There are some interesting games tomorrow that we can go over real quick. The Giants play the Diamondbacks. We've got the Tigers against the White Sox, Yankees against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, Colorado Rockies against the Brewers, the Indians against the Rangers in Texas, Seattle against Houston, Chicago Cubs against St. Louis Cardinals tomorrow. So that'll be an interesting game as well. The Angels against the A's still, and Padres are going back against the Dodgers. Hopefully they can redeem themselves a little bit from today, because that was a brutal loss for opening day. So don't want to see it too much or too many times.
Yeah, and hopefully Detroit and Chicago can get a game in.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
that'll be nice.
they're probably over there. Their nerves are probably on edge.
Waiting around. And it's not too often you see games rained out opening day.
Yeah, opening day.
Wow. So, but on to some other news real quick. I know there's some interesting, it's a little bit off season, but since it's a tidbit, we'll throw it in there since we're going to, I think, go into the tournament and finish with that for the rest of the game, the rest of the show once we get started. Your team for football, the lovely Oakland Raiders.
My Oakland Raiders.
Or wait, I'm sorry, not Oakland.
Not
Soon
Oakland
to be
anymore.
not Oakland. It's going to be
Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah,
Yes.
you know, we talked. If you listen to the show, we talked about it a lot.
Yes.
On whether or not they're going to do it. You know, there was stuff that happened with Gold Sachs and I forgot the other guy's name who
Adelson.
Adelson, who was trying to, what it seemed like in the end, why the Raiders didn't want to do it. He wanted some kind of assurance of some kind of percentage of ownership at some point to try to get into that, and Raiders didn't want to do that. So, you know, I give Mark Davis credit on that. However, I don't give him credit for doing what happened, that they are now in Las Vegas. But I blame everybody involved, except for the players, because the players don't make any of those decisions.
But, I mean, at least now that you guys have a definitive home, you know what's going on. You know where you're going to be in a couple of years.
Well, even
that may
sooner than
change.
that, because...
Oh, yeah, I heard you guys might get evicted.
Yeah, they do not want the Raiders to come back in 2019.
They're like, oh, you don't want to play here long term?
The stadium won't be ready till 2020. But the Raiders, the Coliseum does not want them back in 2019.
So then what do you think they do? They find a short-term home, maybe
share.
Well, obviously, but well, no. I mean, obviously they're going to try to make the money. But do you think they're going to try to stay somewhere local and just find anywhere, or they're going to try to share with my team, or do you think they're going to go anywhere that'll take them?
They're going to play in Candlestick. That'd be hard.
Yeah, a little bit, a lot of bit. That'd be
I
a
would
lot.
think
A
that
bit
they
hard.
would probably. I don't know. Because look at the two options. On one option, you could say, all right, you don't want us here, but we're gonna go a year early and play at UNLV, play at one of these other prep schools that they have out there, and give the fans an early gift. Or you can say, all right, well, we want to treat our fans here in Oakland to one more year of us being here, so let's try to find somewhere to play. And you play at Bishop O'Dowd, play at Mater Dei, not Mater Dei, but there's places to play if they wanted to go that route. And then hell, sharing the stadium with the Niners, that's always an option if they want to do that. Which wouldn't be that bad, I guess, since they are leaving. They wouldn't be on the other side of the bay after that. I don't know. I'm how I feel. I'm a Raider fan forever. I don't like the
No
move.
matter where they are you still staying with them?
Yeah.
You're Vegas?
As long as they remain the Raiders, as long as they remain the silver and black, then I still feel
What
attached.
if they stay the Raiders and change colors?
No. Why? How? Why? Why would you? How could you? Why would you even think that?
Well, I don't know. The fact that they left it open on the table to be able to change the logo, which I think, in all reality, I think any of us would know that would be the dumbest franchise decision to change your colors and your logo when you are the number one merchandising team in any given sport. On any given year, pretty much. They have always been one of the highest teams for merchandise. So if you change that silver and black and Raiders, I think that's where you'll probably lose more of your fan base than just by changing towns.
I don't think they're going to change the name. And the reason I say Raiders, the reason I say that is because what we found out through all this is that the Las Vegas Raiders.com domain has been in possession of someone's hands for 20 years.
Right.
That is Mark Davis. He bought that domain 20 years ago. So if you were thinking of changing them to Las Vegas whatevers, then why would you buy that domain?
Right. Yeah.
It probably didn't cost you nothing, so maybe you didn't.
It was probably a lot cheaper back then than any domains now, and even then, they're still not that much. A quick update on the game, just for you guys out there. We've got Gonzaga still ahead, 43-40, with 14 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half of the World Championship. So, man, I don't know. Maybe it's Gonzaga's game to lose now. I think we both have been watching this team for a while. If I'm not mistaken, one of your brackets for the tournament did have Gonzaga to win the entire thing, did it not?
Yes.
So.
I do have a bracket that has Gonzaga winning it. And like I was saying, I don't know who they played
the rest
on that
of the
bracket
tournament.
to
I
win
don't
it
know who
if
else
it matters.
is right or wrong, but Gonzaga was correct.
Gonzaga's there.
Okay.
And I believe North Carolina's there, but I don't have them. I don't think I had them playing each other.
Man, they are fighting for this ball.
Excuse me. Just finishing up the Raiders thing here. It's going to be, at first you thought it was going to be the NHL team that was going to be the guinea pig to see how a major league sports in Las Vegas would be. But to have a team like the Raiders go to Las Vegas, and with them already being number one in merchandise and already on the up and coming, you're really going to see real quick if it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to work. And if it does, maybe even baseball team.
I mean, they've already got the minor league team there. They've got the Area 51s. Mm-hmm. They've got you've got the Thomas and Mack Center at UNLV, so they've always got the college teams that come in. Mm-hmm. Then you've also got, for a while, I'm not sure if it still goes on, but I'm pretty sure for a while, if not every year, the Kings would always go down because they would do exhibition mm-hmm. games there because the owners of the Kings also own the Palms, so they'd come down every preseason.
They already have Summer League NBA basketball there.
Yep, and they're looking to bring now for sure though. Now that the Raiders have committed, I know Beckham was talking about taking professional soccer there if the Raiders were there, because then they were talking about doing kind of a dual arena, similar, not necessarily the same like how the A's and the Oakland Raiders share it now, but to where they both had one stadium to where it could bring in a lot of money for Las Vegas. So maybe we'll see professional soccer down there as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. I just hate that one. It's my team. I just hate that a team that was already in situations of trying to figure out their identity now go to Las Vegas, where, what is the black hole going to look like? I mean, yeah, there are going to be Raider fans, but is it going to feel like a home game when you go? I mean,
or do you make it into a vacation?
Right, but
you're going to have fans who that's going to be
to the team. Do they get that momentum? How they from the fans and stuff like that?
Well, you could end up seeing something like how Stockton did. I know we have a fairly small airport. We have one airline that comes in here. It goes to all of like 3 other cities, but one of those cities is Las Vegas. So we did have the minor league ice hockey team here. So I know the name has changed now. It used to be the Stockton Thunder, and they would do little package deals where you could get a flight down and a ticket to the game and a flight back. So, I mean, maybe we'll start seeing stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised, especially from places like Oakland or here where let's admit it, there's a lot of silver and black out here, a lot. So it would be quick and easy to sell up a flight of 100 people in a 10,000 stadium place.
And the Raiders do travel well as far as the fan base goes. So,
and even if you drive, Vegas is really only 7.5, 8 hours away. And that's driving the speed limit, folks. Like, that's the real time to get there is about 7.5, 8 hours. So it's possible. I mean, you might start seeing bumps in prices, though, for hotels because now they're going to have that other area of entertainment there that they haven't had. So now you have shows, you have everything else. But then again, like you said, is it going to feel like home or is it just going to feel like, but it may just feel like a better experience. I mean, you can really, for the guys out there who have wives that don't want them to go without them, but hate sports, they could go to a show. They could go see Celine Dion or Britney Spears or whatever tickles their fancy. And then the guys could go watch their team play and enjoy themselves. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they flip this, especially how they've tried to gear it towards family and everything else out there. So it'll be interesting to see. Especially it'll be interesting to see if Oakland, where they're going to be playing here in September. Because that's not that far away. I mean, we're looking at what? They start practicing soon, August, September, games in September, so... Now, Gonzaga's not winning anymore.
Nope, they're down
we
one.
stopped talking about them, and now they're chasing. They're chasing 2 now. It's 47-45 with 12 minutes and 15 seconds left. But Gonzaga's on they're on the free throw. Unless you're ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm ahead of you.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you got the free throw. I didn't have that.
It's 10:51 in the second half.
Yep.
It's 47-46.
Oh, you're way ahead of
North
me.
Carolina.
Wait, you're at 10 minutes?
10:51.
I'm way behind. I was overly excited about nothing.
They're on an official TV timeout right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's allowing me to catch up.
It's going to be interesting. And there was a deal right at the end for the Raiders to stay in Oakland. A little cheaper as far as the cost. And then you throw in that there wouldn't be a relocation fee. But move was already made by then.
Well, yeah. Do you really think that Oakland was serious about that offer with the time delay in what it took them to actually offer it?
I think so. Because they finally saw, I think, that they were going to leave. But it's hard to say who really wanted versus who didn't care about them leaving, because now you see the Coliseum the people in charge of that don't want them to come back. Right. So They had to be button heads in that situation. We'll see on both sides. The effect it plays on Oakland with the Raiders leaving, and the effect it has on Vegas with Raiders coming. I just want the Raiders to win a championship.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you've been waiting for that this might even help.
While. A new stadium, that was one of the reasons they couldn't get key talent, because of the facilities.
Right. How many times have you guys had to play on dirt because we were still in the playoffs?
The oldest one still
sharing.
Still doing it.
Yep.
Only stadium still doing it. So here it is, an opportunity. Let's see. I just think more money was the issue of who's going to get it, then let's get this team in a right situation. I think because that relocation fee gets split up amongst the owners, and I believe
Right. Well, that's why Oakland doesn't really care about it because they're not fully paying for it.
No. Yeah, they're paying.
Oh, they're paying to all the other owners. I'm sorry. That's right.
That relocation fee gets split amongst the other 31 owners. So that's, I believe it's like 11.5 million.
Oh yeah. So as an owner,
just for saying yes.
Yeah, you get paid $11 million just to let someone move somewhere else. Like why? As a business person, why would you say no?
Yeah.
And
then it's
what
Vegas,
do you lose from
and
it?
if it works in Vegas, then it will work. You know.
Well, yeah. What do you lose from it? You get $11 million, and you get a vacation to Vegas every year.
Yeah. Yeah, you put the Raiders on the schedule now, right?
Yeah, they're like, okay, we'll go see them, and they're gonna get a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Every time there's a new stadium, we get a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So they're gonna have one in a couple of years.
And that's what I don't think Oakland was paying attention to. Yeah, you're gonna have to have this money up front and stuff like that,
Right.
but a new stadium.
It comes back in spades.
Oh, people are groveling at that.
Yeah.
You can have a lot of things there. You can have oh man, yeah. A lot of opportunities. Well, we'll see. Other people are saying, hey, there might be another team that comes to Oakland. I don't think so, but we'll see what happens. Win a championship. That's all I care about. Win a championship.
Well, your team's got to come back a little bit healthy first. You guys need your QB. You need to sign some people.
Derek Carr, he's ready to play right now.
Wait, what? Already?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
After broken leg and surgery?
Yeah. He's ready to play.
Well, I guess that's easy to say when you can't really go out and play for still another 16 weeks, 12 weeks. So, that's optimism. I'll give him that. He's always an optimistic person when it comes to himself and the Raiders and how they're going to do. So I really wouldn't expect much else of an answer from Derek Carr, but you still got to see it. That was kind of a serious issue. It wasn't like you stubbed your toe. So
yeah, it's as of today, General Manager Reggie McKenzie said Carr will be ready for off-season activities.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
Hey.
Okay. Broken fibula, week 16.
At least he has a job that he knows he
27th.
can answer to. I can think of somebody else out there that's still waiting for that contract, still waiting for maybe some callbacks or some visits. So we'll see if Kaepernick actually really gets those.
Yeah. That is another situation that is everybody has their eyes on, is the Colin Kaepernick situation not being called in for an interview for a job. And why is that? Is it his subpar skills that are deteriorating, or was it the protests and the kneeling that has stopped him from getting that opportunity? I think that it's split down the middle how people are taking this. But we'll see.
We'll see. Well, I was going to go over the Gonzaga stats, but since I'm like 2 minutes delayed on watching this, why don't you give them out there?
It is 9:54 to go in the half in the game. It's 47-all.
No, okay. We'll see. Then I'm missing a free throw here. It's 47-46 right now on my screen. This game's about 30 seconds delayed on the live stream, unfortunately. But it looks like the stats ticker is at least up to date. Yeah, so we're good there. This is an interesting game, man. I think we're both kind of at the edge of our seat. I know we had to drag ourselves over here to do the show, let's be honest, because we were both ready to just sit and watch the game.
You've been watching the tournament all since the beginning, and
yes,
to realize that Monday you got to do a show while the game you've been waiting to see is on. And
it's the last one.
It's lightweight frustrating, but we had to come in and do what we have to do. And for those that can't even watch the game, it gives us an opportunity to let you know what's going on. So it's 9:54 now. North Carolina is up after a free throw by Kennedy Meeks, 48-47. Let's go. Nigel Williams-Gloss with defensive rebound. Gonzaga has it. And while we're basically have transitioned now to the tournament. I do want to talk about the women's tournament.
I was a little sad. Well, no, I can't say a little. I was really sad about UConn.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a UConn girl. I love UConn. I've loved UConn since Taurasi. So it's always great to see them do well. I mean, when you think of college basketball for girls, UConn is always one of the top teams that you think of. Like it's a prestigious team, no matter what way you look at it. And their record shows that. I don't remember the exact number because I looked the stat up last week, but I know it's well over 700. They had well over 700 wins before the tournament started. It was like three or four seasons since they had even lost a single game. So to come in and I mean, I know obviously the stats, the odds are not against you in a tournament like this to go undefeated again and win, but I wanted to see it. I really did. I wanted to see UConn win.
111 games. That was the final tally. That is a lot of games.
Yeah.
See? 2 national championship runs.
Or maybe it was 700 days since they had lost a game. It was like 3 years almost since they had lost a game. Yeah. It's
800
the number is crazy.
867 days between UConn's losses.
See? Yeah.
It started with a 96-60 win over Creighton, November 23rd, 2014. They finished 38-1.
See,
108. These are just some numbers from UConn's.
It's ridiculous.
Dynasty.
Yeah.
108.
You can't refer to them
wins
as anything
during
else.
the streak. That leaves just 3 victories that came down to the wire for the Huskies. 81 wins while ranked number 1 in the AP Top 25. They were never ranked lower than number 3 during the streak. 80 consecutive wins in AAC play. They still hasn't lost in conference play since the AAC was formed in the 2013-2014 season.
I will say the one thing, though, that was kind of exciting about the fact that they lost to South Carolina is that they came out of
the Stockton region.
Stockton region.
The Stockton region.
It was nice to see that happen. And I mean, they deserved it, but it's still your favorite team. That's like the A's. I'm always gonna go for the A's. It doesn't matter who they're against. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the same thing with UConn. Like when I was in high school, that was the team I used to love watching play. So. It's kind of like softball. I always have a thing for Arizona. They always have a great softball team back then. So, but right now, we're not talking about softball. We are talking about Gonzaga and North Carolina and the rest of this March Madness tournament. What was some of your highlights that you enjoyed from the women's tournament, since it's actually sadly over now? So all we have is this one game to enjoy.
Really? Just one that there was basketball here in Stockton that
that's a first.
That was on TV nationally, and people were actually watching. There was a number from the first, because there was games on the Saturday, and then the championship was on the Monday. The numbers from the Saturday games showed that there was a larger number output at the games here in Stockton than at a couple of the other regions.
Nice.
from those games. So that was impressive, because I didn't know how Stockton would respond to having something.
Yeah, I was a little worried. Sometimes they don't get a big turnout for some sporting events.
And Coach Don Staley for South Carolina, she even said that, because they packed their gyms out every game, and she was worried that it wouldn't happen, and then it wouldn't give the ladies the same feel, and it wouldn't be as good as it should be. But she was impressed. She was happy with the output, and there you go. One funny thing about Coach Don Staley, and that's probably what I'm more happy about, seeing her win a championship, seeing that they came out of the Stockton region and people actually got to see the championship team.
Right. They might, it might actually continue to help that grow here, so that the next time they do have it here, it'll be even bigger, which would be exciting, because, man, I would love to see some women's college basketball continue to come here every tournament. That's big for Stockton.
Yeah, it is. Much love to South Carolina's women for winning.
Yes.
And the men were in the Final Four. So both programs had a good season.
They're running a good program over there right now.
It is now 8 minutes left in the game. It's 52-50 in favor of North Carolina. The possession arrow is on North Carolina's side. North Carolina has 3 timeouts. Gonzaga has 2.
You said what time? How much time?
8 minutes, 2 seconds. So 8 minutes to go. A foul on Joel Berry, the second, as stopped the time.
This is a game, folks.
And to give you some highlights, Jay Perkins for Gonzaga has 13 points. Karnowski has 9 and 7, 9 rebounds. 9 rebounds. And Niles Williams-Goss has 5 assists on 2 turnovers. Joe Berry is leading North Carolina with 18. Kennedy Meeks has 9 rebounds, and also Joe Berry has 5 assists with 1 turnover. So they're playing out there, ladies and gentlemen. They're playing.
Yeah, I'm watching collisions right now. They got people. I don't know if it's so much just a wild throws going for the ball, or you know what I mean. They're really that intense right now, and I think it's probably the latter. But they're serious out there, going for rebounds. They're laying out for the ball. So maybe a little bit of flopping. It looks like it might be a little bit, but it's still. Oh no, he got grabbed by the neck. That's no flop. So this is an intense game.
Wow.
You can see it. Neither one of these teams want to go home a loser tonight. That is for sure.
So Jeff Borzelli from ESPN's staff writer just tweeted out, North Carolina is now shooting 36 for 119 from the three-point range in the NCAA tournament. That's 30%. Would be ranked 336 nationally on the season. So it doesn't look like they've been shooting good from the arc for the tournament at all. 52-50 to go. Joe Berry, last game he looked like he wasn't going to be able to finish with the 2. He tripped over his ankle on a layup. He had got pushed down hard on another drive, but he had finished that game out with a deep 3, and that kind of just showed you that was going to be the guy that probably they're going to have to rely on here in the championship because they had kind of had a lapse there in the Final Four game, right there in some key moments. But getting him back in the game because he had gotten hurt and went to the back and came back. But getting him right back in, he had gotten a steal and an assist, and then he had gotten that deep 3 to kind of keep the momentum on their side. And you see now, here he is. He's leading the team tonight in points and assists. That's what you want from your leader of your team. Foul on Karnowski. It's still 52 all.
Oh man, this is a game.
It's a game. She said it's a game. I can't see it. She has it in front of her.
You can just see it on their faces. Like everybody is serious.
Right now, every play matters.
Yeah, it's
every play matters,
and especially when it's 52 all. Like that's basically 0-0. You're going into overtime. This is it. You got 8 minutes left.
I had people saying that this was going to be a blowout game. North Carolina was going to be up 16, but let me tell you, and here's the thing. I'm looking at the stats over here. Niles Williams-Goss 2 for 11, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, with 7 points. He's not really having a good offensive game, but the 7 rebounds and the 5 assists he's still being active. He's still engaged. He's still contributing, doing other things to be involved. Not just getting down that his scoring is not there, but still remaining a key component in this game. Karnowski is 1 of 8, but he has 9 rebounds.
You know who's in the building? I mean, it's Gonzaga, so you got to know who's there. John Stockton.
Oh yeah,
John Stockton's there. Sorry,
He's
they just did a little
there.
cameo to him. I love John Stockton though, so
Yes.
I'm a little excited.
Yes, John Stockton I was thinking of somebody else, but I can't even remember his name. The last good shooter that was there. But yeah, they're not really. Matthews is 2 of 5, but he has 2 threes. Perkins is 3 of 8, all from the 3-point line. He has 13. Barry is 6 of 16. He's 3 of 10 from the 3-point line. That's probably hurt him a little bit, but he has 18 points. Jay Jackson is 4 of 15, 0 of 8 from the 3-point line. Penton 0 of 3 from the 3-point line. So they're not really hitting anything from the arc, but they sure are firing them. You have to think at some point they might go down if they keep shooting them, getting that look. You don't want to wake a sleeping giant.
True.
You don't want to wake a sleeping giant. So whatever you're doing, keep doing it, Gonzaga, and hopefully
let's go Zags, man.
They don't start hitting them. 7:21 left to go in the game. It's 54-52, North Carolina. They still have the possession arrow as well. So while you're looking at that, I'm just pepper some things out. Going back to the women's South Carolina women's basketball team. One of the funny things about that is that they wanted to get their coach to cry. They wanted to win a championship so they could try to get her to cry because apparently she does not cry.
She's not a crier?
Even when I watched her when she was playing in the WNBA, it didn't seem like she always had that that tough exterior. And she's quoted after somebody asked her about it, and she said, "I'm from North Philly. We don't cry." So I thought that was pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
My cousin was telling me about that story yesterday, so I thought that was pretty. I wanted to mention that. This game is really all that matters.
Man.
It's 54-52. Football news while we're going through it. Gronkowski was on wrestling. If you really care about wrestling,
yes,
if you really
I
care
did
about
see that
Gronkowski,
WWE.
that was pretty funny. But that happens to get those guys there. For the Cowboys, Jerry Jones has now given permission for teams to talk to Tony Romo. What does that mean? What does that mean?
He's open to trading him or letting him go.
Is he though? I mean, yeah, you can talk to him.
Well, I mean, he might be. Let's be real. How many injuries does Tony Romo have?
A lot.
How many times does he choke in the playoffs?
But that's your guy.
How many times does he get injured in the playoffs and then they're done? So how many times can you keep going out on a limb for somebody before you say, okay, enough is enough? Like, it's not like he's the young dude out there. Like, oh, man, this is the young stud. He, broke his collarbone and then went back in for a play and did it again? So does he have any money coming up if he stays on contract? Because, to be honest, if he did, I'd be looking to trade him. When you don't even know if he can come back because the last time he did, he couldn't make it past a play, how do you continue investing your money into him, even if he is your guy? How much longer is he going to be your guy? I mean, another 5-7 years?
Well,
if he's healthy?
I just don't see it being that big of a deal by hearing this. I think it's making people feel good.
I don't think it's that
because
big,
they still have to bring a trade that Jerry Jones likes for Tony Romo, and it's probably going to take them a lot for him to say, "All right, let's do that." I just think it's just one of those. Let's put a story out there.
Just to be in the news,
yeah,
just to be part relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, any news is good news, right? So if people are talking about you, then it's good or bad no matter what.
That is what some say.
Yeah, you could just not talk about me if you got something bad to say. It's all right. But I'm gonna cut real quick to some baseball stats because I know we're getting back to this game, but we still got some live baseball too. A's are now losing at the moment, so I'm gonna sit here quietly and pray for a minute. But they're losing 2-1 to the Angels. We got the Mets coming in, and they smoked the Braves today, 6-0. So Nationals 4-2. I think the A's actually and the Angels game is the only game that is still live. I know we gave you all the other final stats today, so I'm not going to keep going over those for you.
Yeah, that is the only game
okay,
left.
yeah, we got my team. We're ringing in the end of the day today, but it is the top of the 5th, and it's 2-1. So we'll.
Do you see them keeping Davis?
Chris Davis?
Yeah,
I would hope so. I like Chris Davis. So and
Yeah,
I mean,
and I guess it all depends on how the season goes, because you start to see once there's no hope, then they start to try to move guys around to get something.
the problem with the
return.
A's is it doesn't seem to matter if we have hope or not. They get rid of everybody. You gotta no. Well, I'm not being nice. I'm an A's fan, and it hurts. Like there's been a couple of times where if it wasn't for the fact that it was my team, I would have thrown away every Oakland thing that I had, because it's that frustrating. When they traded Cespedes, that it was that frustrating, or Coco Crisp. Like it is that frustrating that you see the potential, and we have years where they spent all of their money on one third baseman like Eric Chavez, which, not knocking him, he was great for our team, but when you can only afford one good player, you can't compete with some of these other people's salaries that they can afford to pay their teams. So it's aggravating, but I hope they keep him. I mean, it really is going to depend on what we're doing and what kind of trade offers they get, because for whatever reason, Billy Bean likes to trade away everybody for like a bag of peanuts and a season ticket to SeaWorld. Like it's just, we don't get back what we're giving out, and it's hard. So I really hope so. I would love to see him stay and them continue to build on that to where maybe we can get back to being a competitive team against some of these other big league teams.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. It's a wait and see right now. A long season ahead. So we're gonna cut away, cut to a break, and while we're probably on this break, the game will probably end. So we'll come back and recap. But stay with us. This is KXVS Sports Tonight. I'm Alex, SG. It's on a Monday. Big games. Opening day. We'll be back.
Oh, no.
You're listening to
KXVS.
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 The voice of Stockton.
Hiding